Hello everyone and welcome to the Global Racing League for its 14th round of Championship Racing. Here today we are in the infamous Suzuka circuit and we are southwest of the city of Nagoya. Sorry, my mic just went on mute for some reason. But anyway, we are a fan favourite track of Suzuka, which has been the place for many world titles being decided, for most famously being James Hunt in 1976. However, in our Tier 2 division, we are very much the opposite of a championship being decided, with positions from 1st to 5th being separated by 39 points, and a high-flying true Loki god in 6th place, but has won 2 out of the 3 races he has participated. So this championship could go down to essentially anyone. And also, yeah, that is true. Suzuka will decide a championship here in Tier 1 with Tongo Prof having to score a singular point, I think. Anyway, let's talk about this track. It is a figure of 8 and holds some of the most fascinating corners in Formula 1. It's extremely peculiar with the awkward set of turns, but it is all compacted into 5.8 kilometers of pure racing torture for these drivers. It has 18 turns, 9 to the right, 9 to the left, 1 DRS zone down our pit straight. This is the Global Racing League. This is our Tier 2 division, and I will be joined by Go Slow, who is just finishing up, I think. But while I'm here, I will just quickly go through our drivers' standings. So, leading the way, surprisingly, is GRL Apex, who took the lead last week. Fortunately, there was no stream from last week. However, he didn't win. I think True Loki got it last week, but it is Apex leading from May by 13. Then Plain Cookie by 1:13, and Chartman a singular point behind, and in 5th place is Spandon on 101 points. The double of McLaren duo are both on 81 and 80. Truly got separating 1 point from WTF Curly. We go on to the constructors. It is still the McLaren guys leading the way with 267 points. Aston Martin in 215 and Mercedes on 145. And at the back of the pack it is the Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari drivers. By the way, guys, is the mic volume and sound volume okay? Just as a quick question. It seems really, really quiet when I listen to it, so if it's okay for you boys, I'll keep it like that. Why is my R1 button not working? There we go, that's weird. Huh. But there we go, Savant is purple in our first sector, but has a huge moment going down. I'll go admit, that double right-hander has got to be my favourite part on this track. I found I actually really like this circuit. It's so fun. And that double right-hander is just so nicely. But we are going to, in Tier 2, this streak is still continuing of different race winners. There is 12 drivers in 14 races who have won a singular Grand Prix. By the way, Curly, if you're listening, it is Kuno Man City, by the way, with a double Haaland brace, 2 and 3 minutes, if you are listening. But Savant is just finishing up his lap, and Strickland did have a quali ban for today, so thank you for adhering to that. But Savant will be over the line. I haven't really been following the lap too much, but it's going to be pole for the minute. Let's go to Purbazar in the Red Bull. I think everyone's. Oh, we'll quickly send out another invite just to make sure. Just to make sure no one does DC because this game is terrible. Let's see where he can put that Red Bull through our first sector. It is a very much similar of Maggots and Beckett's, but in a Japanese sky. In the figure of 8 is a 32.8 for the first sector, but he does disqualify or does invalidate. Spandon puts himself into the 130s. I think Curly's not on a lap. Heffy is not on a lap. RL Apex is just going through our first sector. Keeps it very nice and smooth. Let's see, how is his first sector going to fare? A 33.466, and he is purple in the first sector. And that is a invalidation of a lap for Ivy Whiffle, or not Ivy, sorry, not Ivy Whiffle, Apex, sorry. Well, we do have a new driver today, Anton Hypers, which is due to the courtesy of Stricken Das, who has found someone new to join our league, which is also very nice from him. So thank you very much, Stricken. And Spandon is into the gravel trap. Obviously, unlike in real F1, you can get out of these pretty easily. True Loki is in P5 on the medium compound of tyre, which is pretty dominant, I must say. I mean, Loki has come into this division and just changed the pyramid. He's put himself on top and no one is going to move him from that step. If he wins today, I would say True Loki God is in a fair shot of putting himself in a position to win this. A lot would have to go wrong for him not to be contending for wins each week. Yeah, let's go on Daniel Mosquito. The Ferrari boys haven't really had the most successful of seasons. Unlike, you know, the tier 2 guys who are just like, you know, podiums and wins and all that stuff that Alfa Romeo can't do. I mean, don't want to talk about it, but the tier 2 Ferraris haven't really got to groove yet of what they can do in their car. But let's see Degli Mosquito around Suzuka. I'm not really sure how he is, but let's see how he can fare. There's always a good shot for anything around this track. There's going to be a lot of spins. There's going to be a lot of everything, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be expecting today. It still does look like a pretty tidy lap from Degli Mosquito. Let's see what he can do. Because coming up to turn 16 and 17 and 18, which is our little, not a bus stop chicane, it's just a very awkward and terrible place. Because Arnie's in the gravel trap. Oh. I think yes, Apex is on another lap. The somehow championship leader, to be perfectly honest. I did not suspect Apex to be up there. And Purbazar puts it on provisional pole position. Let's keep following Apex though. Can he do anything to challenge that Red Bull? He's going to come across the line. It's not going to be enough. He's going to plug it into P4, even though the game doesn't want to actually update. Oh, there we go. Let's go on board with Curly in the McLaren. Let's see what he can do. Wait, why do we have 13 drivers now? Wait, what? Because we have 13 drivers now. Not complaining. Spandon is a 10th over on his time. He's going to jump into the pit lane. Purbazar does have a bit of traffic coming up to him. That is a weaving Alfa Romeo in Ivy Whiffle. Don't think he knows that there's a Red Bull on a flying lap right behind him. Ivy Whiffle, there is a car behind you. Be careful. No, he's backed out of his lap. He is backed out. Ivy Whiffle has had a lot of confidence going up into this weekend. He has been saying... He's not being overly cocky, but he definitely feels like he has another shot of winning here. In Mexico, he was pretty rightly annoyed, to say the least. But I would be the same. Well, what can Ivy Whiffle do on this flying lap around Suzuka? 5.8 kilometers of winding turns. Can he pull up a lap to put himself on the front row? This track is just so awkward. That's a very cool camera. I get fascinated every day by these camera angles. Because I never seen them before. Ivy Whiffle is just coming up through here. He does handle that section quite nicely. He gets a little dab of the brakes coming through our final S. He's going to come onto our first sector line any second now. There's a Ferrari ahead of him who's stopped on track to let him by, but it is purple in the first sector for Ivy Whiffle, chasing down his first pole position of the season, I believe. There's been a DNF in Anthony Hypers, who was, I think, in the pit lane. Ivy Whiffle is still... I'm going to go... Has Ivy Whiffle had a pole position before? No, he's cleared his second pole position. I think that was in Mexico he got pole. Onto the double left-hander. This is very awkward for anyone running a higher or lower downforce setup. Very awkward to get on the power, and he's invalidated. This is not going the way of Ivy Whiffle. May is also on a lap, and he's going to get maybe a bit of slipstream from Ivy Whiffle up ahead. I don't think he will much, but maybe a little something. No, Ivy Whiffle is gone. May is purple in our second sector. Our runners-up in the Drivers' Championship. Skill looking for his first GRL title. He was the runner-up of last season, just losing out to Josh. But May in Suzuka puts it onto provisional pole, 30.1. He's keeping his championship hopes alive. Spandon is doing some Tokyo drifting, which is, I think, right in the part of the country we're in now. And May's retired! No! May has retired! Oh my! Out of the third corner, he has lost it. The no traction, not doing him any favours, and that is not what May would have wanted, as he just loses his pole position. True Lucky God puts it in the 129s. Spandon is once again on a flying lap. He feels he can definitely improve on this time. Does back off the power a bit too much. A big scab of the brakes, keeps it in 5th gear as he climbs up the hill. Does keep it in track limits. Comes across to our first sector line. It is a 33.1. He's improved by 0.04 of a second. Probably not enough to catch the Red Bull, but an improvement is an improvement. This is a very, very slow hairpin, almost Monaco-esque. It's just such a contrast in turns. You have the quick left handers like 130 on, then you have those slow hairpins. Awkward to get the setup right because you're always going to be compromising in one area of this circuit. And Spandon has matched that track limits perfectly. But he hasn't done it there. Unlucky Spandon. Get yourself in the pit lane and go again. That's all he can do. Is there anyone else on a flying lap? Chartman is in. Savan. Ivy Whiffle is on another flying lap. This could possibly be his last flying lap of the session, depending on how much time he wants to take on this. I didn't see that first. Oh, he's crashed. Oh, every car I'm going to is just crashing. Maybe I should never mind. I was going to say I should watch Curly. Go on, Curly. Let's see what you can do. He's got 100% battery. He's ready to push the limits. DRS wide open. Apparently Go Slow is not alive. I will actually message him. That's a good point, Mac. Well, Curly is still going through that turns 1 and 2. Now up to 3 is the first part of this S. Now 4. 3 to 5, and what have I just said? Every driver I follow crashes. What is going on? Every driver I follow crashes. Surely he doesn't crash in 130R. Purbazar is 2 seconds over his time. That is a not necessary. What is going on? Heffy through our first sector. Not pushing too hard. Right that curb pretty nicely. Well, Ghost has been like 20 minutes. Heffy is 6/10 down in our first sector. That's a very tidy first sector. I could see him bumped up to possibly 8th place, which is actually just 1 position more. It is a massive commentator's curse. If Heffy crashes here, I'm not gonna spectate. I'll just like look at the scenic views. Heffy is close now to our second sector line. He does not invalidate. He knows what he has to do now. Just put in a fast lap. He's going to come up to our second sector. Down this long back straight. The old pit straight. Back in Suzuka. And he is 1 second up on his time. A 32.6 is what he's setting. Just isn't enough to get into that top 7 where all those times are pretty congested. Heffy just breaks a bit too early, means he has to compromise his initial turn in. Heffy across the line. It's going to be P9, a 132.4. Not enough. Who else is on a lap? No one's on a lap. That's typical. I'll just go off him. Chartman is in the pit lane. No, he's not. But it's fair to say Spandon is not having a very good session. He's going to have to do 2 flying laps just to get himself on a proper lap, which is probably not the best. Chartman, who obviously has been filling in for Tier 1 a lot of the time, who's got a very, very great job in Tier 1 with Well Anyway. However, in Tier 2, he is still chasing a first Grand Prix victory. Another one of these drivers who hasn't won a race yet. And Curly is retired. That must be in the pit lane. What more can Chartman do? He's had 4 podiums, he's had 1 fastest lap, but no race wins as of yet. He has not had a pole position as of yet. He has a very nice setup. He plays cockpit camera mode, so I must give him a lot of respect. And he is 4/10 up in the first sector. Could he get into the 130s? That could boost him up a place or 2. He needs to have full concentration on this lap. Drops it into second gear. Slow. There's a car ahead of him. That's going to be a Mercedes of Spandon. Does have a little jab at him, but doesn't really know what he was trying there, to be honest with you. Comes through a left-hander now. 5th gear. Dab on the brakes. Touch that curve ever so slightly into 4th full power. No more traffic's going to come up on Chartman's last final lap. He's got plenty of battery to work through. 2nd sector. Purple again, and Ghostlow has finally joined. Hello, Ghostlow. No, take your time. Chartman into the final sector, goes really deep. Oh, he's gone so deep, Chartman. What's this going to be? I think he may have blew it. It's a 6/10 improvement. Chartman into P4, but he braked so late. Getting to the final chicane. I'm not sure if he would have been on pole. Oh no, I don't know if you've been watching Goso, but I've been saying every driver I follow keeps crashing. I've just went on to Ivy Whiffle for a second and he spun. Ivy Whiffle set a 1. He's actually beaten Tom Goproff's time trial time. Yet he is starting P11 today. Heffy is improving by a 10th. Per Bazaar. True Loki couldn't improve on his time. Could this be pole position for the Red Bull? He needs to find about 2/10, and he is 0.04 of a second down on his original lap. 3rd gear does put it nice up to the rev limiter into the slow hairpin. Drops it to 2nd gear. Oh man, did he not beat yours? I thought he beat yours in the end. And well done, you beat a tier 2 driver. Do you want a medal? 8th gear for Per Bazaar, the double left-hander in front of the mini stadium sector. Rides that curb quite nicely. He's really struggling to get that front end tucked in. But he does manage to, and he's carried a decent amount of momentum down our back straight. 2nd sector line, and he is a 10th up. Whiffle, you have to show it in race pace, buddy. You did say you do bottle qualifying, but Per Bazaar could be very close to a pole position. The Red Bull across the line. Can he nick it? No, he can't. Just over a 10th, or just under a 10th gap. And that is qualifying over. True Loki God nicks it. That's extremely close to the McLaren. He picks up his 2nd pole position of the season. Not as comfortable as Loki would have liked it, but a pole position is a pole position, and he has one more than I do in this league. Why you wouldn't have a pole position either? Why are you laughing?
I have.
Have you?
I had a couple pole positions.
No.
I had
when?
One in Mexico, tier 2, and I've had one somewhere else, I think.
Yeah. We get his True Loki God on pole position with a 129.914. Purbazar chasing down his first win of the season in P2. May in P3. Spandon and Degley Mosquito in P4-5. Then Chartman, Apex, Heffy, Curly, Savant, Whiffle, Anton and Strixon with his quali van. But let's see what the weather is like for this race. As I said earlier, the 1976 Japanese Grand Prix, the one where James Hunt was classified as the F1 World Champion. The rain was majorly affected by wet conditions, and luckily it is not wet conditions for today. But that also means that Tier 1's going to be wet tonight, so I hope you've done your practice in wet weather.
Done no practice.
Typical.
Have you actually done practice?
I have.
Good.
I get a 50%.
Oh, that I'm racing apparently.
What?
Yeah, apparently I'm racing.
Did you not press spectate?
No.
If you retire in the pits,
yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. I will.
Yeah.
Sound like scorcher.
Yeah, so just don't get interfered. Just don't do anything lap one.
I'll
Yeah.
start like 10 seconds late. Otherwise, I'd smoke them all. It's true. It's true. What are you laughing at? Should I give you the inside scoop on the weather?
No.
Okay. Well, it's going to be wet the entire race.
It's going to be wet the entire waist. Waist? God, I'm a child. Waist?
Yeah. Yeah. As you can see, it's raining right now.
I love the waist.
Alright, she can dance. I'm getting you off the line, mate.
Right, let's do the initial helmet. I've got a helmet today, by the way, a special one.
You have a special one every week.
No, not wrong. It's basically anything. Like, I'll try find it, and essentially it's just, like, if I find any good combos, I'll use the special helmet. So, Curly, if you're listening, go on my helmet tonight, alright? Wait, hang on. Never mind. Loki, let's go through our helmets. Loki's is quite nice. Ghosto's is boring as ever. He hasn't changed it for weeks. Strixon Dasser's had a bit wide, but he's also copying. I whiffle and
spun almost. He's still almost spinning.
Chartman's hat. Oh, Chartman's helmet is like a Spider-Man sort of thing. I kind of like it. It looks quite nice. But Loki's is also. I'm gonna give it to Chartman. I actually kind of like that. And there is a DSQ. Oh my god, what is that Mercedes doing? Spandon, you better watch out, buddy. You're getting yourself in a bit of trouble here. But this grid is getting very spread out. Obviously, Apex has DSQ, so he will not get a good launch, and he will have very cold tyres. But he is still leading the championship from May in it somehow, to be honest with you. I thought this season would be a lot different, to say the least. But let's watch Ghosto off the line. What can he do? And you're in the Red Bull. You can even choose a Ferrari. To be fair, you could have.
No, I didn't choose a car.
You could have chose like the Aston Martin or something.
Why would I?
Mate, if you want to go,
Jesus, man.
if you want to go join like Tongo Prof or anything in Red Bull, just say I don't want you anymore now.
No chance.
Yes. See,
He's
have that,
washed.
Tom. He knows that I'm better than him, evidently.
Burn up, which would be a good start.
Why is Goofy at Go Slow Racing?
Oh, shit.
Right, there we go. All the cars are lined up for the Japanese Grand Prix in Suzuka. Apart from Mercedes up a few.
I was 0.1. I was 0.1 for behind the line.
Oh god, right, here we are. The Japanese Grand Prix. It is round 14 in T2. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in here. Wait, what? Wait, oh, I'm sorry. Here we go for the Japanese Grand Prix. Purbazar gets a pretty good launch down into turn 1, and he's ahead of True Loki. God, there's a Mercedes down the inside who backs out just over. Purbazar takes the lead into turn 1. Spandon far back, cannot put up any sort of fight. There's
spun at the back.
Charman has had a little bit of a spin into turn 1. Only one man has lost so far. Go
Everybody's
slow.
going
Go.
slow.
Yeah, there's a lot of cars flying up here. There is Curly and Stricken having a little go through the S's. Stricken does get the jump into P3, and there's Anton going around the outside, and there's been a bit of contact from Apex and Anton, but they both stay on track. Apex having a bit of trouble on this first lap, lost a few positions. Anton is right behind him. He's going to get a good enough slipstream down into the hairpin. Does he want to send it? He does have a little look, but that also causes Apex to go super wide, but he's going to carry a good amount of momentum. Going through this right-hander, it's full throttle. It is Aston Martin versus Alpine Power Unit. It's a double left-hander, and it's a narrow left-hander. Can they make it stick? There's no contact here. Anton gets past Apex. That is very, very clean driving.
Oh, look at Ghosto's up behind him.
Ivy Whiffle gets past Savant down the back straight, and he now has Heffy in that Alfa Romeo side. True Loki is right behind Purbazar, and he's going to get a humongous slipstream down this pit straight. He's using his battery. Purbazar is looking in his wing mirrors, but Loki is already past him. Oh, that's huge braking from Purbazar. Oh, typical go slow.
Yeah.
Purbazar goes extremely deep into turn 1, but he does keep hold of that lead. There's been a spin of Heffy through our S section. Loki is just roaring to get past this Red Bull, but Purbazar holds strong. What a first lap that was. And Apex is also back past Anton. There's been a spin of Savant going up the hill. It's an awkward turn. It's a very awkward turn. Shut up, Mr. Beast. Oh, Purbazar's having a huge moment. Loki's going to take the lead. But now Spandon is going to be right behind Purbazar as well. He's getting the slipstream. He's got the battery. He's got the inside line. He is ahead of the Red Bull. There's going to be a bit of a contest, but Purbazar has lost 2 positions through that small incident at the hairpin. But can he fight back into the slipstream of the Mercedes? He has not got the straight line speed, unfortunately. So that is P2 for Spandon, who is now on the back of True Loki God. Or is Loki, I forgot what he wants to be called. Ivy Whiffle is climbing his way himself up this pack. He's now into P6. Has a very nice, what's it called, steering input there. That was swift as you like from Ivy Whiffle. And they're wheel to wheel down into turn 1. Does Whiffle get past? Yes, he does. It's pretty clean from Ivy Whiffle. And look at them rotating. There's been a spin. That's Spandon. Spandon has spun. So has Ivy Whiffle. Ivy Whiffle must have been heavily distracted. What is going on? That is a good point from him anyway, because no one wants to win this title apart from True Loki God, apparently. Stricken is right behind Curly here. He is being held up a bit by Spandon. Curly is in this Mercedes, in the Mercedes sandwich, but I don't really think he's going to be fighting for much longer. But Spandon had an incident. I think Ivy Whiffle just got a bit scared. But Stricken down the inside of the hairpin. There's going to be a bit of a contest from Curly. No contact made. Curly, can he hold it around the outside? No, he cannot. Strickson gets the position. But Curly is going to have another go here. There's been a spin at the back. That's Savant. Curly, there's no chance. And that is well done by Stricken. True Loki is starting to extend his gap at the top now. It is 7/10. Because Purbazar stay in the DRS zone. I think he may just do it. Curly is right behind Stricken as well. There's a yellow flag, and that is Savant again, I believe. Curly goes a bit deep into the final chicane, but he's going to get a pretty good run onto Strickson Das. Down into turn 1. It's going to be a good run, and it's an easy pass for the McLaren. Anton loses out onto RRL Apex, looking to fight back here. And he is going to gain a bit onto Stricken here. Stricken did have a little go down into turn 1. And Stricken goes very, very close to that rear end axle. There's a spin of Ivy Whiffle. What is going on with Ivy Whiffle today?
Shriken lagging for you.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He is still behind this McLaren. He is just edging past me. He's like a huge wobble there. Anton is right behind Apex and gonna hairpin. That's huge bravery from Anton. He rode that curb ever so nicely. And that is ever so close to the ball. That Anton has shown what James Hunt did many years ago, and that is big balls. That is superb from Anton. But he does, however, keep losing that position to Apex. There's a Stricken Dazzle's also right there as well. He is falling off massively to Curly. What can Apex do here? Through 130R. He's carrying a lot more momentum into the chicane. Cannot brake late enough. And Anton's had a huge snap of throttle there. And I think Chartman may have been put in an awkward position there. I don't think he has damage. What other battles are there? There's a yellow flag. Oh, Purbazar spun. Is there anything else that is going on track? There's a 5/10 gap between Anton and Apex. These two have been scrapping that out for a while now, for the past 4 or 5 laps. They've been going gearbox to front wing, but none of these drivers is going to blink as of yet. But that gap has slightly increased, so I don't think there's going to be any opportunities going into 130R unless that Alpine is actually a rocket ship. That gap has closed down a bit, but Chartman is also right behind him. Has a 2/10 gap from Chartman to Anton, and he's going to carry a lot more speed through 130R. But it's going to be no chancing to the chicane. Chartman just chooses to be nice and patient. But he also will follow this car down into turn 1. The gap is not closing a lot, but he's going to get a huge slipstream through that DRS of the Alpine, but he just brakes a bit too early into turn 1. Through our S section now, we're going to keep following through Chartman now. Anton has pulled right up to the back of Apex, and there's been a spin of Purbazar, who is not having a very good time. Anton is still right behind us, Aston Martin, and they're just 1/10 short through the S's. It's a double right-hander. You got to be careful of where you pick your braking points. But this battle is not going to end. Anton comes up to the back of Apex. There's been a bit of a nudge. These two have got to be careful. Apex loses a position. Huh?
He's got to get that back, I think.
I mean, I agree. I would have given it back, but doesn't. A bit too late. Yeah, that body will go to the steward. Apex does lose that position, and now Charman's going to have a go on Apex here as well. Yo, they've kept it clean there. Charman's done the right thing. He's had a little bit of a go, but he's going to get a huge slipstream, and he's using that battery of that Williams. Is there a move through to 130R? No. I'd love to see a move through that corner today. I'd love to see it. I think my favourite move of all time is the Alonso and the Schumacher one.
Stricken Dust had a little spin out of a little loss of the rear.
Oh my god, Charman he's already overtaken him. This is going to be a drag race to turn 1, and Apex has the better engines. Apex is still gaining onto this pack also. Stricken is still on the back of Anton here. There's 4 cars here, just separated by about 1.2 seconds, but Anton has gained a huge amount of time on the exit. of our first sector. Chartman is still behind here. Stricken picks up a 3-second penalty. Apex, this gap has managed to spread out a bit, all about 4/10. But Anton is now onto the back of Curly. There's another car invited here. May has been gaining onto True Loki here as well. There's been a move, and that is Chartman onto Apex. And Apex isn't going to give this up as of yet, but as he spun. Oh, there's probably been a bit of contact there from Apex and Chartman. I think he's also going to lose a position to Heffy here. Oh, he's ghosted anyway. Oh, I got very scared then. I think Apex has had a little bit of a tangle with Chartman, and he is now dropped into 10th place. Anton will probably get the move onto Curly here, maybe, with the DRS. Depends how much pace is in that Alpine. It seems like there's a lot, actually. Let's have a look now. Anton does not make anything happen into turn 1, but he is right on the back of Curly. He's going to be nice and patient. Heffy picks up a 5-second penalty. But I forgot I didn't even look at tyres yet. I'm sorry about that, people. Everyone on the medium tyre, apart from Chartman, Apex and Curly on 7 lap hard. Everyone else on the medium. I completely forgot to look at tyres. I can't believe that. Oh, Anton is getting very, very close to Curly here. Is there a move for Anton? He's going to send it down the inside. There's going to be no sort of images here for Curly to move. And he's come out of that better than he was before. Chartman is also on the back of Strixon here. There's been a spin. That is Apex. The championship leader is once again going to lose that league in the championship if it stays like this. And the front runner has pitted. True Loki's in the pit lane. That seems extremely early, no?
Could be covering off the over. No,
that seems way expanded. I went to lap 14 on my mediums.
He's going on to the hard, so he's going to go to the end.
Championship lead is lava. I feel that is way too early. Do you agree?
Potentially, but he could be running a much higher tyre wear setup.
But that could cost him a win.
Could, but he could. It depends on how for the undercut is here. I'm actually not sure.
I feel like the undercut is quite powerful.
You can go to the end.
Yeah, but the thing is though, the grip at the end of the race is so crucial.
Especially for the S's, yeah. I don't know.
Anton is right behind Curly here. He's just begging to get past him. He's very much being held up by Curly here. He's on that 8-lap mediums. Those cars still probably feel okay. And there's been contact. And oh my!
Curly is not going to be happy about that. Potentially breaking a bit early from Curly, but...
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'm Trump in the wall. Out of the exit of...
Chartman's in the wall?
Yep, he think he lost traction.
You sure?
Yeah, he's just going to...
Oh, he's got no wing? What is going on? Ferrari. Max getting a bit too desperate here. Ivy Whitfield is on the back of Strickland here.
Let's go.
And he's just... But I don't even know what's going on anymore. Ivy Whitfield does get the pass down that straight, but the game hasn't updated it yet for some reason.
Doesn't look like there's any damage on Curly's car, luckily, even though he had quite a big shunt.
No, I don't think there's any damage, but just a few lost positions, that is all. Let's see what Curly does here. Would he go into the pit lane? No, he does not. Curly's car is okay. But that is going to be very annoying for him. And there's, in the pit lane is Chartman for that wing change. 17 lap on the medium tyre. Do you reckon that's possible?
Don't think so. Based off what we've seen with Loki.
I reckon on my setup I could do it, but they'll be at like 80%.
Yeah, and I wouldn't risk that sort of puncture territory.
Yeah.
You could go onto the softs and get a fastest lap at the end. Especially being P11 at the moment.
There's a yellow flag. Who is that?
Spandam.
Spanden's holding up his teammate here, maybe.
Usually Curly's taking advantage of it.
Spanden just held up his teammate massively. Strickland had a very good chance onto Ivy Whiffle. Now Spanden has just taken that position off him. Now 2.2 to Ivy Whiffle.
May's onto the pits.
May, yep, the champion or the race leader is in the pit lane. Onto the hard tyre.
A little Deadly Mosquito. Deadly Mosquito also going into the pits.
There could be a move into 130. It is Whiffle, or it is Curly, and Spanden gets a position. I agree, Kurt. I said, why are they pitting early? Curly is right behind Spanden here as well. And Spanden's in the pit. Oh no. Why? Spanden's in the pit lane.
May have got damage.
He must have, he must have damage. Oh, what is going on?
He's gone on to mediums. That's going to be tough to the end.
Right, Curly is going to be taking his time now at Deadly Mosquito. Those tyres on that Ferrari are not going to be desirable. Curly almost puts it in the grass. Srixon swoops by, but he does give that position back to Curly for some reason. I don't know why.
Potentially legal overtake from the game.
Really?
Yeah, it does that sometimes. Was it yellow flag conditions or was it not?
No.
No, I'm not sure then actually.
Srixon is right on the gearbox of Curly here. Has to be careful into this braking zone. And he's going to send it down the inside. There we go. Srixon, does he make it stick? No, he doesn't. Those hard tyres holding a bit too much. But Srixon's back ahead. Down into turn 12. Into turn 13. No, there we go. He holds it. Turn 15. This counts as 2 turns for some reason, by the way. I don't understand it.
Go side by side here.
Yep, he's got to get a good run. No, Srixon just backs. Yeah, Srixon with the straight line speed. Curly just backs out a bit through that turn. Let's see, do any of these drivers enter the... I don't suspect any of these drivers... 10 lap medium and they're pitting. That's early. Surely it's early.
Yeah, but they can go to the end on these hards.
I say 12, 13 is a minute. And 14, I think you lose too much time.
Yeah.
But May has now inherited the race lead. And he's on fresher tyres. So maybe the overcut is better than the undercut here.
I think that was Heffy into the grass.
Heffy through.
And both get the position on him.
Yeah, there we go.
And Spanden. Potentially a lot of traction out of the exit, maybe.
Apart from that, there are no battles on track apart from the Mercedes duo swapping positions.
Had to back out that corner, I think, from the looks of it. Oh, he's bloody rear-ended Purvis. And again, he's hit the back rear.
And there's been a bit of contact from Spanden and Purbazar there, I think. By the way, it is Curly once again, if you're listening, it is a Haaland hat-trick now, by the way. And oh, Spanden goes extremely close. Anton is now in the pit lane. Haaland, he's made like it. Let's see where Anton comes out now. He will lose a position at Apex. I didn't realise there was an Aston Martin badge. For some reason, only on this track they do like the driver's helmet view. It's so weird.
It's going to be side by side Anton and Chartman for the S's. Oh, he's going to give the position.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't even looking at that. There's been a yellow flag.
That was quite scary, actually. Anton he pulled out last second to let Chartman through. But, yeah. Well, Mercedes going side by side.
Yeah, these Mercedes are getting very touchy. And oh, Spanden spun!
That's going to let Heffy take advantage as well and get past Shrikken. Oh, Spanish still on the grass.
Is there anything else going on track? Go slow.
Loki's catching May.
Yeah, this is the battle for the lead. He has been gaining a bit recently. Maybe those tyres. Oh, who's in the pit? Sorry, oh, Whiffin is in the pit lane. He's gonna.
Him and Curly.
Yep, I don't think Apex will. No, I thought he was entering the pit lane.
Yeah, he's gonna get it. Chapman is gonna be very close on the exit. We'll have to watch this.
Yeah, but I'm going to go on board with Chapman. Does he get the position onto Ivy Whiffle? I think he will. Yes, he does. Or does he? Oh, this is going to be so close. Chapman round the outside. There's contact.
Cold tires.
Chapman gets it. Whiffle, what's he doing, Whiffle? You can't be fighting.
What's he retired? At the entrance of the pit lane, is that a VSC?
That is a VSC. I'm not really sure what... There's been a collision. What on earth is going on?
Not a clue, but Anton looked like he was backwards for a second, I think.
Does Whiffle have any damage?
This man is coming in for his third stop now. It's going to be very useful for Curly and Apex at advantage.
I'm not sure why Whiffle tried to fight that, to be honest with you. While we're in this situation, what are your memories of Suzuka in the game? Have we raced Suzuka before?
No, but Heffy's VSC, he did look like he was going quite quick.
Yeah, that's a drive-through for Heffy.
Oh, a drive-through, sorry.
Yeah, is there any? Yeah, I haven't raced Suzuka before.
One league I was in, where I had a ton of traction, I came first in it. So that was fun.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, but that's about it. It's not used enough. Oh, Curly's in the pits now.
Anton's right on the back of Ivy here. Anton does break a bit earlier, but he's got to get a much better exit down onto this pit straight. And Whiffles into the pit lane. He must have damage.
Curly's having a very long pit stop, having to have his 5 seconds removed and get a new wing.
Oh, this race can go to anyone at this rate.
To go to the end.
This race could go to anyone.
Apex still not pitted, but he is on the hards. He could take these to go to softs potentially.
Is there anything else on track? Let's go back to Loki God here.
Everyone's on DRS, so a bit of a snooze festival.
I think it's been entertaining, just for the wrong reasons.
I mean, there's been a couple good side-by-sides.
Yeah, and Anton and Apex's was quite nice.
Yeah. So Heffy's got to serve a drive-through penalty still. So that's going to put him behind Curly and potentially Ivy. No, it shouldn't be behind Ivy actually.
The best thing May can do right now is just survive. Because that 2-lap advantage on those tyres is going to be so good. But right now, Degny Mosquito is in a provisional podium position. Apex has got to do a pit stop. And the closest car is Chapman, who's 11 seconds behind. Could this be a podium for the Tifosi, the first of the season? But this is going to be a straight shootout for this Grand Prix victory as it is right now. May against Loki. They are both pushing each other to the limits. Loki is out of battery. May is just in over 40%. Does Loki get into the DRS zone? It's going to be crucial if he does. coming up to 130. Let's see, can he get into the DRS? The left-hander is going to come up nice and quickly, but it's a 1.2 gap. May realised what he had to do, and he's going to get some DRS. May's going to get DRS.
Looks like yellow flag. Is that Ivy? It is Ivy Whipple spinning, it seems. Oh, expanding. Both Mercedes are retired at the same spot. It's a full safety car now. See who pits and who doesn't. This is what Apex was looking for. Let's see, probably mediums I'd assume we'd go on to.
Apex, there we go. And Charman, he's not going to lose a position.
Spray, did someone just score something?
Did someone just score?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I heard your mic went off and it came back on. And it sounded like you were clapping.
Right, Anton in the pit lane, Heffy in the pit lane.
Everyone's going into the pits.
Yeah, everyone is.
Curly
is in for one lap medium. What?
That doesn't seem. Unless is he going to try to go long on the softs? How's his tyre wear?
He's on.
He's
We know.
New mediums.
What?
He's not going to lose positions though, is he?
But
I mean, it is worth it. Yeah, Ivy, I don't think he'll get him.
He went
Ivy's
from.
coming into the pits, so he's not going to lose a position.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, he definitely could have gained 2 positions out of that.
Does any of the top 2 pit? May's in the pit lane.
Both of them.
Yeah, both. Mosquito will also enter the pit lane. He must do. What tyres are these boys going to go on to? It's the soft tyre for May.
I think he's thrown it now.
Oh.
Look, he's going to be on the mediums, and at the end of the race, he's going to be, unless May can get a massive gap, Loki's going to be all over him at the end.
Degny Mosquito is also in the pit lane. I think may have thrown this race away.
We'll have to check see how his tyre wear is. I think everyone pitted that for this safety car, didn't they?
Everyone pitted apart from Perbazar.
Okay. So May's on the softs. Everyone apart from Perbazar and Ivy Whiffle on the hards are all on mediums. Brand new mediums.
It's under this safety car period. Everyone has pitted apart from Perbazar on the 4-lap hard. The only difference in tyre apart from the medium is May on the softs. And I really think that may be the wrong decision. He may have just blown this race win. And Savant picked up a 3 seconds under safety car as well. Yeah, I don't think I've actually raced Suzuka before. We did it for a pre-season race, I remember.
Did we?
Yeah, because well, anyway, he almost won it.
What league was this in?
This year, I think.
No, we did Hungary, didn't we?
Was it maybe? I know I did it. Maybe not. It may have been. It may have been a practice race, not a pre-season.
I think it was an unofficial one.
Yeah, it was the one I started.
Yeah. What the hell? That's Perbazar hitting onto mediums as well. He probably could have gone to the softs, to be fair. I think it's going to stay out a whole another lap. That's going to be good for May.
He needs every lap possible here.
Yeah. Although we have seen he likes to give a massive gap to the safety car.
Yeah, there's a huge gap.
Which sometimes in the past it's caused safety car to glitch out and keep going for more laps. But we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah. Well, how hopeful are you for tonight?
Well, Suzuka's a fun track, but it's yesterday I had a shocker race, as well as Thursday. But they were both pretty bad tracks for me. So I'm not feeling good in my skill at the moment, but it might change tonight. Not Wednesday, what happened on Wednesday? Did I get a podium? I can't remember.
So let's see if the safety car May is leaving a very big gap to the safety car here.
Could go a whole another lap though, because Herbicide only coming across the chicane into the final corner. I think it might be another lap at this rate.
May, that's what May wants to hear right now, to be honest.
Yeah. Although there's only one driver they're waiting for. How many laps has it been out? 3 or 2? Okay.
Yeah, May's leaving a huge gap.
Mac has just set a 128.5 at Suzuka.
But watch him spin.
Yeah, in 810th in the world.
Woo! Well done. Okay, fair. Well done, Mac. Well done, well done.
If he's not a corny van, so.
All that work of being a corny man.
Yeah, and he'll just get caught up in the turn 1, like, battles. Sorry, Mac, but it just had to be said. Is it going to be in? No. I'm not sure if it's because of May being far behind or if it's because of Purposar. Oh, well that was a late call.
Whoa.
That was extremely late.
But here we go, safety car is in. When does May want to go in against now? But he has not got a good getaway. He has rushed it a bit. He has got to go 8 more laps on this soft tyre. And Heavy's been disqualified.
He didn't do his drive-through penalty. That has... Wait.
Is that
weird.
Is that another safety car?
No, I don't think it comes out straight away if someone crashes.
Ivy Riffle is still a Savant's ghost good. Ivy Riffle is right on the back of Anton here. All these drivers on essentially equal tyres. But Wiffle has got a huge drive up here. Up the hill into the double right-hander. No moves are going to be made here, surely. Yeah, that's very smart. Double right-hander down into third. Puts it back up to full throttle. Gets the slipstream into the hairpin. True Loki got his 8/10 behind May. May is pulling away, but at what expense are those tyres? Chartman. How is Chartman P4? Where has he come from?
If May can keep off the curbs, he should be able to keep his tyres in a good condition.
I think he's mudded. I don't think he can go that long. Ivy Riffle has got a huge run into 130. Oh, could this be it? The one I wanted to see? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, but Anton's went super wide, so he doesn't look as clean. I've seen him move into 130. Oh, I'm happy for the day. It's not as clean as the Alonso one a few years ago, but I'll take it. May picks up the fastest lap of the race as well. Wiffle is into P5. Anton is still trying to follow this, but Chartman is right on the back of Deadly Mosquito here, and he's taken a bit of the wider line to carry that momentum. Chartman is really desperate to get past Mosquito here. He's trying to take away.
Spun.
Who spun?
Savant.
Oh, shame for
hit the grass
Savant.
And just spun. He's still going to gain a point though.
Yeah, just points are points. Obviously, we are missing a few drivers today. Both of the Hasses. Plain Cookie is also not here tonight. and broke Gorilla off the top of my head. Especially playing Cookie would be a bit annoyed of missing tonight. But let's keep an eye on Charman. He is looking to take away this Ferrari podium away from Deadly Mosquito. And the gap between Loki and May has stabilised at 1.1. It is a 1.2 gap, but what is the contrast between the medium and the soft here? I just think those cars are going to fall off the cliff. Loki is also out of is out of battery.
Desperate for. If Loki can just like keep it cool, then by lap 25, I think he can just drain all his ERS after that.
Yeah. By the way, do you have a plugged mic or a wireless mic? This is a question.
No.
Is it plugged in or is it wireless? Is there a wire?
Yeah, well, it's a HyperX quadcast.
Wait, is it plugged in or is it... Answer.
Plugged in, I think?
Yeah, because try and unplug it because it's really static. And Curly's also had a spin, by the way. It's like... Yeah, it's hard to describe. Curly has had a spin up the hill as well. This will give the position to Purbazar, maybe. Yes, it will be. Yeah, it's only happening every few seconds for some reason.
Yeah, hang on, I'll try a different setting.
Different setting? Woo! Look at you, fancy. Loki has lost that gap a bit, 1.5, but May's tyres are not going to be good. This is going to be ever so close for these two.
What about this one? Is this one better?
Yeah, it sounds alright.
Alright, yeah.
My one's got different modes as well, I just don't know. I know it's back. Try the other mode. I riffle is still on the back of Charman, but he's broke really, really late. But he is still going to follow this. He's on the hunt for this final position on the podium. Charman's going to get a huge run onto Mosquito here. But not enough speed in that Williams engine, or the Mercedes engine technically. But he's going to carry the better line and more speed into turn one. He's going to be right on the back of Mosquito here. And there's been a huge tap from Chartman. Oh my! There's a huge tap from Chartman. That is Deadly Mosquito's podium hopes are gone. Oh, you can't be doing that. That is going to be going into the reports, under the incident reports, and it's not going to be ending well for Chartman, I must say.
I don't know if it comes back.
It is back. It's worse. Whatever you had it on before was nice. Chartman has also got Ivy Whiffle under pressure now, but that will definitely be a penalty from Ivy Whiffle. Or from Chartman, sorry. Oh, I feel so bad for Mosquito. He didn't deserve this. He did not deserve this. So Chartman is going to be in a lot of danger now. Ivy Whiffle on the comeback, drives into 130 or has the inside line. Backs off a little bit. Chartman has still got a run into the chicane. No, he's going to break very late. He's going to go onto the grass. He's on the left of Mascomar River. Ivy Whiffle does get by, but he's going to have to use that battery to skate ahead of Chartman. This is a make or break for Whiffle, but he has not got the pace. Chartman back at him into turn one. They've essentially touched wheels. Does Whiffle hold it? There's a huge contact. What just happened? That's huge contact. Oh my. I'm not sure if that was Chartman's fault, to be fair. But I had a terrible camera angle. But that's twice now into turn one. Ivy Whiffle and Chartman has had a lot of contact. May has got a 2.2 second gap now on that soft tyre, but the tyre advantage will be shifting ever so shortly. The only thing going in May's favour is that Loki has no battery left. Apex has got a huge run onto Ivy Whiffle here. Does Ivy Whiffle have damage, maybe? I'm not too sure. Apex has got a huge run onto Whiffle here, and he's going to carry a lot more speed. He's hugging the out wider line. He's picking up the slipstream. He's going to have the outside line with his brake nice and late to have a better run down onto our pit straight, but he's taken way too much curb. He's taken way too much curb there. I will quickly check the wins for another. Apex goes very close to Whiffle. What if May... So Loki's on 2 wins this season. And May is on what? May has also had 1 winner. I think that was Zandvoort, wasn't it? I think it was Zandvoort. I believe. I'm not too sure. Goso, you were there, weren't you?
Oh, I don't know. I'm making my mic mute before just trying to fix something.
Alright, there's been a spin and that is Curly at the back. He is going to hold to that 8th place, but there's another spin. There is 3 laps to go for May and a 1.9 second gap. Oh, this could go any way. Yeah, I thought it was Zandvoort. But anyway, he just knows everything. Could May have actually pulled off the better strategy on the soft tyre here? Or does Loki have enough enough grip on those tyres now to fire them up for the 2 final laps of the Japanese Grand Prix? 2.1 is the gap for Loki to close and pass to get his 3rd win of the season and back-to-back wins in Asia. Apex is also following Whiffle here. We will just follow that. Just carry a lot more speed. Whiffle will be disappointed, but a P5 is more than an honourable result for the driver. Anton, who has had a lot of good racing today, so that is very nicely from him. And in the pit lane is Curly, trying to go for the fastest lap, I'm assuming. Believes he is safe, Cadegni Mosquito, which I don't think he is. Oh, yes, he actually is. Oh, the gap has closed massively. 1.5 for True Loki God. Oh, I don't want to watch. Degni Mosquito is the new fastest lap of the race. But Curly is also going to have a go, but he's lost the position doing so. On the final lap, or coming up to the final lap of the season, it is May versus Loki. May for the 2nd time this season. Loki for 3 in 4. He will be the most race wins in Tier 2 this season. Previously held by Wab Scappen on 2, who is no longer with us. And here it is, 27 laps for 2, the checkered flag. Let's see, can May hold on to this race lead? Loki did not get into the DRS. May is deploying everything in his arsenal. Loki is going to gain in every sector. 9 laps off. Our May just hold on though. It is down to 1.3. And there's a position change. Ivy Whiffle onto Anton. And maybe if Whiffle can push, he can get onto that podium position if Chartman has a few penalties go against him. But that we will see later. 1.2. Loki is gaining, but he's not getting enough. But this is a chance to get a good run onto May here. How does May handle it? He hugs it very nicely. There's a spin of purpose out of the back. Loki should have the better grip, but he doesn't. The gap stays at 1.1. Oh, God. May is going ever so close to this 2nd race win of the season, which will put him into the Championship League over Apex. The gap is down to a 2nd, but with no DRS, Loki could just pray to try and get this to go his way. But I think it's going to be AlphaTauri's day in Japan. It's a 9/10 gap. He just has the chicane to manage. Just cannot do anything serious. It is delight for May and AlphaTauri. He is a 2-time winner in Tier 2. May is victorious in Japan. True Loki got in 2nd place. Charman will come home to finish off our podium positions. Whiffle, who has pushed a lot on this final lap, trying to put himself in contention of a podium position, puts himself in an honourable 4th place. Anton on his debut in P5, Apex P6, just over a tenth of a half separating them. Pervazar will be in P7. Does Curly nick that fastest lap of the race maybe? We will just have to go on board with Curly to see what he can do.
I think you might be muted.